Now let's take a look at an Ozark product on Missouri State. West Plains Connor Lair, one of the toughest guys to put on a Bear helmet, but his toughness goes beyond the gridiron. Lair dominated in high school at West Plains, an all-O-zone selection playing two ways for the Zizzers, 20 touchdowns on offense, over 10 sacks, and 21 tackles for loss on the other side. A Zizzer not afraid to chip some paint off his helmet.
I was a linebacker and running back, so I knew I wasn't going to try to juke you out. I was going to try to go through you, and if that,
That continued at Missouri State, and his pride in West Plains has only grown.
What West Plains prided us in was overcoming adversity.
Little did he know how much adversity he'd face in September of 2023.
We're actually on the bus headed to Tennessee Martin, and I knew it was a possibility because I'd missed one day of practice because I had a biopsy and then came back the next day, and my plan was to play. I get a call from my doctor, and he said it's that I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Hung up, and kind of all the emotions started going and stuff.
Stage 4 Hodgkin lymphoma. It's easy to stumble in the face of that, but his family, his fiance, and the Bears picked him up.
I don't think I could have done it without him. I mean, the countless dudes and coaches and stuff that came and visited me while I was at the hospital. I mean, it gave me something to look forward to and, kept me in the fight.
Football was instantly on the back burner. He had a bigger obstacle to power through.
I think 6 rounds of chemo, and then I had 30 days of radiation, so.
For a young man who forged his power pumping iron, it was all an adjustment.
I would say the weight room was probably the hardest part for me because I had a pick line in, so, what I could do was limited. But I ended up, testing the waters, of course, and I think I went through 4 pick lines, just getting clogged up and stuff, so they pull it out and put another one in. And so,
despite it all, Lair survived and thrived and was back on the field 1 year later, September 2024, at UT Martin again, where he found the end zone for the first time.
Wide open, Connor Lair.
It was super surreal. I mean, the game was already emotional because I remember, the year prior, it was the same situation, headed there and got the news. So I think that was a huge chip on my shoulder. And just, getting the opportunity to do that was a major blessing in its own.
And 1 year after that, September 2025, UT Martin visiting Springfield, he finds the end zone again. Sometimes there's a higher power at work.
If you don't believe in anything, I think that kind of, situation or scenario, you start and maybe, test the waters and stuff like that. But for me, I mean, my faith never wavered, and I think that was a big indicator.
There are much bigger things than football in this world, and while Lair is blessed to have football back and play in a bowl tomorrow, he won't forget what allowed him to get back on that field.
Don't wait until you get that news to find your faith. I would say, be prepared before, because, you know what I mean? You're never guaranteed a day, so just having that, having your faith and knowing that there's something better after is very important.
Now, the day that he was diagnosed on that bus, he called his doctor back. They said it couldn't get any worse, so he played. That's toughness right there. That's your look at sports.